Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number 4-CW-AB. This is a door reinforcing wraparound plate is what it is. The number 4 is a very common unit because of its dimensional properties, which we'll get into in a moment. The CW in the part number refers to the fact that the face for the latch bolt is recessed or for a mortised prep. Then the AB stands for antique brass, naturally. Now this is going to be all that scratch surface you see is just, of course, the peel away protective film that's covering up that pristine antique brass. It's heavy. This item weighs every bit of 1 1/3 pound, and I know that's because of the gauge of the material that's used. I have the caliper here, and I'm going to give you an idea of what the thickness is. This material is 50 thousandths of an inch thick, so that's the same thickness as a standard commercial grade kick plate. Now the number 4, that's going to mean the following dimensions, and it means specifically these. If it's not a number 4, it won't have these dimensions. It's going to be 9 inch tall, it's going to be 4 1/4 wide, it's going to have a single 2 1/8 inch hole and a back set of 2 3/4, and it's going to be used only on 1 3/4 doors. All of that put together means the number 4. The recessed area for the latch bolt to be mortised is the CW, and if you want that to be a flat style, say for instance you have a drive-in style latch bolt, you would change the CW to the letters VF. Then of course AB is antique brass. You're going to be able to do this item in stainless steel. You'll be able to do this item in satin bronze, in a Duro coat, which is a powder-coated dark bronze, and then of course a polished brass, and then finally stainless steel. So this item is going to be available in every common finish that you're going to be able to get your hands on. Now this is going to include the screws for attaching. It'll be a total of 4, and they're going to go here, and then of course here and here. Then you're going to get 2 number 832 flat undercut head machine screws, and that's going to be used to hold the latch bolt into the recessed area via those insert nuts that are there. The reason that's made that way is, assuming that you're using one of these, you very likely have damage to the door and you want to mitigate that damage to the door. The damage could be so extensive that there's literally nothing left to attach the latch bolt to, so there's no wood there that would allow you to get the latch bolt screwed down. So you're going to skip all that. You're going to attach it directly to the latch guard itself, and then you'll install. Now regarding installation, you're going to want to very much dry fit this. Get the latch bolt installed. You're going to want to clear out the area to make sure that this will fit on first without the latch bolt installed. You will want to make sure that your door operates as best as you can determine that. This is, while not very thick, it's still 50 thousandths of an inch thick, and that's almost a 1/16. So if your door is already tight to begin with, you might need to mitigate that problem. Move the door over a little bit, perhaps plane it, perhaps mortise the hinges slightly deeper, whatever it takes to get this item properly fitted onto the door. I've even gone and routed this out a little bit to get this to sit flush with the edge of the door, and then ream or ovalize the hole slightly so that I can get the latch door reinforcer down. Once you've got a good dry fit, put the latch bolt in, make sure everything lines up. And what I like to do at that point before I attach any screws is I'll get the lock on to make sure I've got good proper operation. The door opens in and out. And then once I have assurance that it's going to work correctly, I will take my drill bit, pre-drill the holes, and I'll put it at a very slight angle so that when I tighten the screw down and the head flattens to the plate, it will ever so slightly draw that nice and tight back, because as you can see there's a little flare to it, and that's typical and common, but when you get that screwed down it'll pinch right down and clean itself up very well. Now there is a link below this, there is a link below this video to a document called Template, which is very handy. Template is where you will be able to review all of the dimensional properties of the item that we've already covered. The only deviation is the gauge of thickness. They call it out at 32 thousandths. It's not. This is 50 thousandths of an inch thick. And that for sure is what it is. I don't think the number 4 from Danjo would ever be a 32 thousandths. That's very thin. That would be quite economy grade. Danjo, this is anything but economy grade. Okay, very nice, attractive finish. Now, why would you use one of these in the first place? Well, it could be that the door you have is significantly expensive to replace. It could be a situation while a door may not be impossible to replace, you don't have the ability to rehang a door. Mortise it for the hardware, trim it to size. It could be that you are just simply mitigating damage that was done to the door by an attempted break-in or something of that nature. Rarely are these used in new installations, but very occasionally they are, because the client expects, he knows, she knows, they anticipate vandalism or damage to occur immediately, or at least very possibly for it to occur. So let's just add this to get it right off and started. Okay. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. And then finally, above there are links to the individual catalogs. Now, I suggest using the individual catalogs because they're titled with the categories of the product line that they obviously contain. And Danjo is known as either a door reinforcing wraparound plate manufacturer or for latch guards. But when you look through those other catalogs, you might be quite shocked to learn that they're a comprehensive provider of all things trim and auxiliary hardware. I'm partial to Danjo, and it's because they're good people to work with, good quality products, prompt, reliable shipping lead times, and just a fair deal all around. If you have any questions on the Danjo number 4-CW in an AB finish or antique brass, and by the way, that is all solid brass, with the exception of those insert nuts. This whole item is made of solid brass. Or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.